So I thought I'd make another video, talk about, hopefully stay on the trail of my homeless experiences. I know just this recent last video I kind of trailed off just a few other subjects, but whoever has the time to listen, you know, there's so much suffering out there, and I'm still scared. There's this sense of hopelessness that people are always feeding and forcing onto me by threat. For an example, today was a perfect example. I went to drop off a package and send it to my mother, and it was some photos of my high school teachers just to see and show her, that tell her sort of my story, and whoever it is, that there were more people after her money and who was going to say and do what with her money and my dad's house and money than she thought of, because these were the pictures of the teachers that were doing this to me at school, in high school. And I was, you know, I showed her, I talked about the videos of what happened in, you know, middle school, and this is a lot of money and a lot of suffering, and someone just shows up claiming they're holy, and that's not the truth. Today is a perfect day to talk about an example. I'm walking to drop off this package. It's an envelope. Right before I get to Walgreens, or was it Walgreens or they have Walgreens, and then there's the I think it was a Walgreens, and yeah, it's right next to the post office. And I'm walking, and I notice I see two church people, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, what they wear, and I can see they're stalking me. They're both about 20 years old, about 20 to 24 years old, both of them. And I can see how they're stalking me, and they're trying to approach me. I don't know who told them my location, who's telling them to harass me, but I act polite. I conversate with them, you know, and they try to invite me to church or to go to their church. And this is the poison that I talk about, that how they use the church and their religion, strictly to say that this has nothing to do with God. I want to poison your head. And this is some of the things that you experience of wisdom that God shows in the Bible as well, that you have to be careful, but you gain wisdom usually as you get older as well, to how people want to take advantage of you and try to envenenate or poison your head. And this young guy comes over to me, and they're trying to engage. I know they know about my life. They're for the gay community. They're there for their white supremacy. They want to scavenge the dead remains of my dead sister to make this about them. They're very ruthless and disgusting. It doesn't change the fact that it's coming from a church sometimes. And they're just doing this for Kenneth. Now keep in mind, they get a blonde white guy that looks like Ken Cooper, remember the representation mascot. Then they get somebody that looks a little bit like Kenneth. Now these are two white guys. And I'm polite, and I say, yeah, I'm trying to finish my GED. And I conversate them for probably no more than 5 minutes. And as I'm trying to complete my GED, I don't know, I'm just going through a lot right now. They know I have a crucifix. They know everything that's going on. There's no reason. I don't have any curtains, cameras, recording devices, however much this is illegally happening, however whoever's doing this to me. For all these years, passing this information, profiling me, and then sending it to people to harass me or threaten me, to confine me into what they want me to do, claiming it's their God that's saying that, and I'm being disobedient, and they know better. But I don't ever say that. And, you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm telling, you know, I'm trying to pass my GED, and I'm trying to get to Jerusalem, you know, where the biblical historical events happened. And I felt pretty insulted, you know, when this person was telling me this. And, he, you know, when he responds, and when you know what he responds with? He goes, oh, that's real cool. He goes, and why would you use the word cool, thinking that I'm just trying to look cool to go to Jerusalem? I just got back from Auschwitz a year ago, and I told this guy in the conversation, I was nearly digging in trash cans for food, and I was in homeless shelters having to go to even church to even get a free meal. And and I was around people that didn't look like they probably had maybe more than a few months or years left to live. A lot of suffering and a lot of people just going through a lot. And I was there with them, and I was nearly digging in trash cans for food. And he's taunting me as I'm looking at him. And he's looking at me and he's doing this. Oh, you think you're real cool, huh? You don't believe in God and Jesus. And this is what he's doing to me. This is what this parasite is doing to me. I don't say anything, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, this is what God shows, is that, your wisdom to know better, because people will try to use that poison, and you're not very able to catch that poison very early in age at times. But when you get older, you're able to kind of sort of protect or acknowledge evil and things like that, because they want to poison me. And this is a guy that is fully devoted Christian. He's Latter-day Saints. And he says, can I give you my number for you to call me? Or you call us and tell us, or do a prayer with you? And he's doing this, like trying to train me. They know my phone is tapped. They know I'm being beat the hell out of with these electronic devices. They know that they're stalking me. But I don't make this reference. I just be as polite as I can. I'm always polite. And I feel very uncomfortable because I know that that's what they're doing. Because they're following me, stalking me. And there's like 4 people waiting for me. Like a hit. Do a murder planned out shit like they did at the cemetery. And I'm talking to these guys, and I look over to see who's walking, and there's all of a sudden like 2 or 3 guys that show up in a crucifix walking inside the church, the post office, like they're like, this is about Jesus and you don't believe it and we're trying. This is all about white supremacy and covering up the rapes that had happened. This is what they're doing. They feel so empathetic. Now, I was raped too, and I the only person that could be more confessional about this would be Miguel and Diana, and Mickey or Diana tell you because I don't remember whether he punched me or not. I know that I saw this with Frankie. I cut the conversation sort of, and I'm like, no, I'm sure I'll go to church before I leave, but I'm trying to complete my GED before the end of the year next year. And I said, I've been homeless, nearly digging in trash cans, and this guy didn't seem to really give a shit. Like, he's just attitude. But he's wearing a full, Jehovah's Witness, like he's, the holy, and this is what becomes very toxic and nasty. I don't say anything, and I'm like, and it feels very uncomfortable because I know that's what they're trying to do. It's, you do what I tell you to do, I'm going to fight for the white supremacy of Ken Cooper. Let's feel sorry for this piece of shit. And this is how sympathetic they are. Frankie is being raped by 10 homosexual men. My mother's being gutted out like a fucking pig. They're charging my mother, and this is what they do and behave. And they send these people to do this. They send them. This is not an accident. Then to reinforce me and threaten me even more. I'm very polite, and I just say, I'll probably go to church before I leave this apartment, in most cases. But he goes, I just don't feel comfortable. I had gone through a lot of shit, and it's hard for me to describe, because I tell him, I had a lot of money stolen from me, and I didn't get anything from my dad. I didn't see the hospital or anything. I walked out with $4,000 in cancer. And as I went through cancer, he doesn't give a shit. And he just looking at me like, here, let's do business. They're shaking hands with me. Like he's taunting me. Like this fucker doesn't think I understand what he's trying to do to me. And I'm even kind to him. And I say, y'all are doing good work. I'm going to show this hand. And I go about my business. I says, y'all are doing good work. Y'all are doing good. Just to get some positive, because it is some sort of, to understand that it's probably better doing that than a lot of other situations, but that's the poison that they use at times. So I will start walking in to Walgreens, and there's 2 people wearing all black, and there's 2 register people. This is the government postal office, right? There's a big bodybuilder looking guy, about 250 pounds, white looking cop with a flat top, 100% this guy's trying to behave like a police officer. And he's stalking me. He's waiting for me. Like right to the side of the line, pretending he has some paperwork. And he's just trying to stop me, to try to now intimidate, to control, to attack my mother, my dead sister, the topics. But I know that this is planned out. And I don't say anything. I'm just walking. I wait far back in the line to stay away from people, and I'm not even wanting to make eye contact. And he goes, "Oh no, go ahead," and he sort of tries to get an attitude. But understand that this is a violent threat. I'm bigger than you, and I can fuck you up. And it's to intimidate me, because they know that this is the harassers. They know what's going on. They're stopping me, they're reporting me. And I'll walk up to walk up, and I give the lady, it's like, I like to mail this to this address, and then it's done. And this guy is leaning up against, but right before I walk past him, the word he says to me, he goes, "Yeah, you can go and take your shit, or your stuff over there." He goes, "Yeah, you can go and take your shit over there." And this is what he's doing to me. He says the word shit, like cursing at me. This is what he's doing at the postal office. Now this guy downstairs, now just using an electronic device to hit my chest and electrocute me, and he's doing it right by the cross. This is what they're fucking planning and they're fucking doing to me. So he can come threaten me and send his church people, and he's doing this to me. And then this guy here, when I get back to my apartment, now is hitting the electronic devices and electrocuting me with the crucifix, directing me with the crucifix. This is what they do. I swear to God, this is what's going on right now. And I walk past, and he tells me, "You can take your shit right over there." And they know about the model I'm fixing to finish from my uncle and family. They know what items are breaking into my apartment. They know what items I have, the little items, whether it's representing a sister that passed away, Michaela, Frankie, Julian, music, an experience, artwork. They already know that. They've already now come with their own conclusions. So I don't say anything. I'm polite. And I have to go there because they gave me, and I have to not only make the delivery, but I have to give them because they gave me the wrong parcel key. And they set me up. Because they're forcing me to go to the post office, because I have to get the parcel box where they put the packages in. They put a key in my mailbox, and I get the key, and then I put it in the parcel. I think it's called parcel box. And there's packages, plenty of room for some packages. And I noticed that the key is not working. It doesn't fit. It's wrong. And I go, and they do this on purpose. This is not an accident. They either switch out the key or they switch out the actual external key to the parcel box. But they switch out the key to make it difficult for me to get my own items that I purchased that were delivered to me. So I have to go and tell them, "You gave me the wrong key. And there you go, you just electrocuted me again." And I have to go in and say, "You gave me the wrong key because you ended up giving me the wrong key and I can't get my items. Y'all done this before, I don't know what, but I just know that the key doesn't fit. It doesn't turn or anything." So they're setting me up, remember? They're engaging. There's just two CAD register people, the bodybuilder, threatener guy that's acting like a threatening police officer, and he's trying to behave like a police officer. He's going to try to behave. And he's leaning up against the table. Like, it's to engage confrontation toward me. He's not there for any other reason. He's just there to make his threat. This is how they use corrupted police officers. This is why I'm sleeping outside. This is why I'm on the fucking run. This is why, because they make personal threats at me. And they know how to do it without telling you directly. And that's the reason that they're there. They want to recover and attack my dead sister and bring the topic for their benefit, for their personal benefit. But I'm not one that's not bringing it up as much as it is that they are hungry to fight. They are hungry to retaliate in evil, dark actions against me. These are random people they're dispatching. And she says, okay, whatever, we're going to go I'll write you a note, and then we'll give you a call, see if we can send the key back or switch out the key, or we'll hold your items or whatever. That's, pull the items out of the box and then hold it at the post office. There's no reason. This is what they're already forcing me to do. So I leave, and I don't make eye contact with this guy that's behaving like a police officer and threatening me. And he's targeting my dead sister, and he's targeting any artwork about what's going on. And he's a white boy. Looks blonde hair, white boy representing Ken Cooper. Okay? But he's not in a police uniform. And so I leave, walk out, and then 2 minutes to 3 minutes before USPS, the postal office, closes, they give me a call, and they say, we fixed the key or whatever. I told the mailman to get all your packages, and we're gonna hold them here. Call us back if you want us to have it delivered, or you want us to come hold it for us to pick us up. And she kind of sounded like an attitude, but I'm not trying to think. I'm trying to think as positive as I can. And, it's 2 to 3 minutes right before it closes. These are very, very tactical things that's in detail doing. And this is a government postal office. They're using and shooting of the electronic devices while I'm there. To put any kind of fucking weapon inside a government office, you can get a lot of fucking trouble. Like if you go and you get caught with a gun on government property, you do like a time and a half times harder punishment because you're on federal government property. Now, if you bring any type of weapon like that, whether it's a knife, a gun, or even if you assault somebody, any crime nearly that has to do conflicting other than tickets, if it's done on federal government grounds or in a building, you get in a lot of trouble. But this is what they're doing to me. But I'm as polite as I always can, and just keep it as simple as I can, because I know they're like blood hungry to retaliate. They want to get underneath my skin. They want to retaliate. They want to control. They want to say, no, this is what happened. No, we can get away with this is for the fight. You don't understand how many people are coming at me. I have shared 1,000 videos, and no one ever did anything. I'm the beggar. I'm always with my hand out for first 5 years of my youth as a fucking beggar. And I'm polite. I have probably the world record for the job applications I've ever filled out in the United States. I could probably testify and show you proof of that. And I've had jobs that you wouldn't, just working in landfills, trash dumps. I promised the guy I was working in trash dumps just to make some money, or would I have to dig in a trash can for fucking food. I'm not joking. Getting hired to work for like a week or two, at least a week, at a dumpster site. There's nothing but trash, smells. They put you in a mask, a conveyor belt, and there's nothing but trash. And you're just digging inside the trash to pull out recyclable stuff. As the conveyor belt is reeling, you'll find dead animals. I can get fucking sick. I'm a cancer patient. You have to be careful because you inhale broken glass. I'm literally working here, blood rushing all over my fucking nose. Like gushing blood because there's broken glass and there's toxic shit that's floating in the air that's real fucking bad. And I'm just there to and I'm getting paid, I think, $12 an hour. I'm making less than $15 an hour to dig in trash. And it's very difficult. I had no choice. This is right before the murder attempt when I was 30 years old or 31. It was 30 years old. But understand that I've made so many videos that this behavior never stops. It bothers me the fact that they send people like that from the church to do that. I don't really find it cool. This is not a cool thing that I'm doing. I like to believe in a God and it's that behavior and the people that they sin. This has nothing to do with that person. Was one of the most unholy people I've ever came across to do some shit because he's trying to poison me. I'm watching his face. It's his face and his language is to eliminate me. Oh, yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's real cool, huh? Stupid. Yeah, you don't. You're not part of a God team. Like, this is what he's behaving, and I'm not saying anything, but I know what he's doing. Things I don't understand. So I end up, like I said, I've made so many videos. I'd share that and talk about more of my homeless experiences in this video. This is always a very constant behavior when I'm homeless anywhere I live. They start staging events to terrorize me, put me in fear, for control. But I'm gonna make another video if I'm being honest.